Hi, welcome back to the ADM Agriculture YouTube channel. So today I am very kindly joined by Tom Dummett, Arable Product Manager for RAGT. Hi Tom and welcome.
Hi James, thanks for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure. And the reason we've asked you to come along today is to talk about RGT Highgrove, which is a winter wheat variety that the RAGT have bred, and it will not necessarily be obvious to many growers in the public domain because it doesn't sit on the AHDB recommended list. This is a variety that's sold on its own merits and very much has a place on light land farms and drought prone farms. So Tom, I think you've got a slide to put up and we can just talk over the few key figures.
So James actually came around the field in the summer, and this variety has actually been one of my favourites for the last couple of seasons. It is quite unique in its appearance. It's an awned variety. There's only one sort of other awned variety currently grown in the UK, which is RGT Skyfall. It is French parentage. It is a taller type, which is probably why it does well on droughtlier prone soils and lighter land, as James already mentioned, but it is stiff. So that's the key thing. It's tall, but it is very stiff. Originally, we actually entered this variety as a quality wheat. So its quality or grain quality is very good. Its spec weight is phenomenal, as you can see here, 78.8 spec weight versus green there at 76.8. So it has a very good grain quality. And there's no disease weaknesses in this variety at all. In fact, its septoria resistance is very strong, 6.5 for triticide. And it's not just the score for this, it's actually unique to anything else that's currently grown in the UK in terms of its septoria resistance. So that offers growers an alternative source of septoria resistance if they're worried about any breakdowns at all. It also has relatively early maturity, and yeah, as I said, it is very good on lighter drought prone land.
It's one of those varieties when you look across the agronomic scores there, you just think, wow, they don't come along very often. There is no significant weakness to this as a variety at all. It's also got PCH1 resistance, which I don't know if you mentioned, Tom, for the eye spot. It is an incredible package.
Yeah, and with that 9 for yellow rust, it's also YR15 as well in terms of its resistant mechanism to yellow rust. Yeah, James, you came round and saw this in the summer, and we actually had it as a guard because, as I said, it looks quite unique. You always know where you are, and I mean, you by all means, you say it, James, how it stood out.
So I don't think I've ever been as excited about a guard variety. So this is the photo that I took when I was going around with Tom at the RAGT base in Ickleton, just on the Cambridge and Essex border. Very light land there, which is why it's a good place to set up a breeding program. But you can see here the plot straight in the middle of the screen was the Highgrove. These pictures were taken toward the end of May. We'd had a pretty prolonged period of drought by then, and you can see the plots either side of it are giving up. The flag leaves were starting to curl. They were showing significant signs of stress, and this went on for a couple of weeks after this photo too. The Highgrove, those flag leaves are flat as an ironing board there. It was not showing anywhere near the levels of drought stress that these other varieties were. And you could pick this variety out going all the way down the trial because it was used as a guard plot between the Group 1s, the Group 2s, the Group 3s, the Group 4s, and there was no marking, there were no names on the front of these plots at all, were there, Tom? At this point,
no, there wasn't.
And I kept saying, "What's that?" And he said, "Well, it's Highgrove again," and you could pick it out all the way down, and it stood out like a sore thumb. So for any growers looking for a really drought-prone variety, light land, which there are plenty of, this is a variety you will all need to try on that type of ground across your farm this autumn.
Absolutely. And
thank you, Tom, for your time. That's a good introduction to Highgrove. And should any of you watching the video have any further questions, please call your ADM Agriculture Farm Trader for more information and availability on seed. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.